What up, YouTube? It's your girl Pimp back with another video, back with a special video. I have my good friend, fellow YouTuber Darrell. He's at Urban Gun Reviews. Today, I want him to, just to talk a little bit about what it's like to be a carry and conceal, especially as a black man. And just maybe one or two recommendations of guns that he recommends for women, because I know I get a lot of questions like that, and me, just really getting into it. I don't have an answer. I just like what I like. So before we get it started, make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, tell a friend, tell another friend, and let's get right into it because I know you're a busy person. Um, well, first introduce yourself. Let the people know who you are, where you from.
What's good, people? It's Urban Gun Reviews, and I'm from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Still city, and that's basically it. For the intro.
Okay, okay. So what made you start a YouTube?
Well, I've always been into like tech, so I'm like a tech guy too. I'm a tech nerd,
Okay.
and a few years back, probably like over 10 years ago, I started with like a gaming channel. So I did like video games where I did like commentary over video games and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And then eventually I got tired of that. So then I moved on to like tech. So I have a tech channel, Urban Tech Reviews, where I like just reviewed some technology like Apple stuff, Samsung stuff, just anything that was really
Great,
tech
great.
related. Yeah, so I'm real big into tech. I love tech. So I was doing that for a few years, and I've always had a love for guns, and then that kind of just manifested after I probably had about three or four at the time, and then I just was like, well, let me try YouTube out for guns. So that's what really just made me do it. So I've been content creating for a while, and then the gun thing just was just something I wanted to try out.
Okay, okay. And then what made you come up with the name Urban Gun Reviews?
Um, well, I just kind of played off of Urban Tech Reviews,
Okay.
and the urban was just being from the inner city of Pittsburgh. So I just wanted to use urban because then I felt like it related a lot to people, and they would people would gravitate to it because
Mm-hmm.
really at the time I didn't see a lot of people that looked like me
Mm-hmm.
doing tech. Not to say that they wasn't doing it, and the same with guns. Like I didn't see many black men doing it at the time, and
Yep.
maybe I just wasn't in the right spots either. But so that kind of made me want to gravitate towards this name and put the urban in it, because then people, I think that look like me and grew up like me would kind of want to watch my content.
For sure, because that's exactly how I found you. Because I was, looking at different guns, and I just saw, which was nothing wrong with it. I just saw a lot of, white people doing it, and I was like, no, it's got to be more black people out here carrying conceal. You're not gonna tell me, And then when I put in, black gun reviewers, it was just like, okay, there you go. So it
That's,
makes me wonder why YouTube really don't promote us, out there, because it was a lot of you guys. I was shocked. I was
yeah,
so shocked. I'm
yeah.
like,
Like when I first started, I didn't see a lot, you know what I mean? And it was like
mm-hmm,
I would watch like the regular people, like the Hitchcocks and stuff like that when I wanted
mm-hmm,
to like kind of review about a gun. And I think Corleone the Ware was like the first black guy that I seen doing it. Not to say that he was the only, but I'm
right.
pretty sure that was like the first black guy I see do it. And I'm like, the way he did it and his style and everything, I was like, yo, this dude is he nice with it. And
Yeah.
then, it was like, I stayed in it more and more. More and more people, that look like me started coming out and started, doing gun reviews. And I started, just, catching up with people and kind of like trying to build in the community and get in the community myself. So
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
it's crazy. Like now the number like you get on YouTube and it's kind of not to say that there's more black than white, but there's a
Mm-hmm.
lot of people that look like us who's doing gun reviews now, and that's real dope.
It's totally dope. So, who was the first person to put the gun in your hand and get you interested in guns?
It was definitely my grandfather. He
Mhm.
was a military guy. He was in the Marines and the Army and the Reserve and all that. So he was definitely the catalyst, to put me, into the gun space. And my grandfather carried his gun wherever he went. It didn't matter. Like if you wasn't supposed to keep a gun, you have a gun there. He carried it with him. And he kind of like prompted my slogan, which is "Stay blessed, stay strapped." Because I'm a God-fearing man, and I believe you should carry a gun at all times as well. So he kind of prompted it.
Okay. And what was that gun? What was the first gun?
I don't even remember. It was a rifle. I know he
Oh,
took me out to rifle
yeah.
range around 10 or 11, and we shot out there. And we didn't even go that often. That might have been like one or two times that we actually went. But
Hmm.
that just piqued my interest all throughout my life. That what I mean, want to actually have an interest in guns.
Okay. Well, what was the first gun that you purchased?
The first gun that I bought was a Smith and Wesson 45 ACP.
Okay. You still got that to this day?
I don't. I got rid of it probably a few years back. I got rid of it.
Okay.
Yeah, it was like I always looked at it. Well, now looking back, it's like I really didn't have any guidance when I went and got that gun. It was like just one day after work, I just was
Hmm.
like, I want to get a gun because I was like living in Pittsburgh in the inner city, and I'm like, I need a gun, just because just things that was happening in the neighborhood, and I just wanted to be able to protect myself and stuff like that. So I just got out of work, went to the gun store, didn't know what I wanted, didn't have anybody like you should try this. This is the biggest gun that I've seen that I could purchase, and
Yeah.
I bought that. And now looking back at it, I wish I had somebody in my ear, but
Hmm.
everything reason. So I just look at it like a life experience.
Absolutely. And I guess I want to ask you, what is your favorite gun to carry? But I think I can guess. Is it the Sig P?
That's one of them, like the SIG
Okay.
P360.
Yeah, because you always talk about it. When you talk about it, you be so excited.
That was like one of my like first love when it comes to carry guns. So like I have a carry rotation, and the carry rotation, if you don't know or anybody doesn't know, is like different guns that you carry.
Mhm.
So me personally, I carry two different guns, not at the same time, but like
Right.
in the months and stuff like that, or where I have jeans on or something with a belt, then I can carry my bigger gun, which is my CZP10C. And
Mhm.
then in the summer months, when I might have gym shorts or something, or sweatpants or something like that, then I go smaller with the SIG P365 XL.
Okay. And another thing I like about your videos is that you include your family, which I think is very important. I was explaining to a coworker, about getting her kid, actually into guns and trained, because I feel like a lot of accident happens because that kid is not aware of that weapon or not trained about that weapon, versus a trained kid. Not saying that it'll never happen, knock on wood. It rarely happens because that kid understands the gun, what the purpose of that gun. So I really appreciate that you do that, and you got your mom involved. And then I seen your wife is involved. Was your wife already a gun person before you, or?
No, like I don't think my wife even shot a gun like before we got together, and like I was doing my thing, because I was my thing, and she supported me, and
Mhm.
then I was like, well, let's go to the range, because I looked at it like it makes no sense for me to be the only one trained in the house. So if
Right.
I'm not, nobody else can protect themselves. No matter how many guns I have in the house, if you don't
Mhm.
know how to use it, then it's a useless tool. So
Mhm.
that's why I was like, I had to train my wife and train my kids, and get them to the range and really show them the proper way to do it and everything. And my youngest son, he's 14 now. He just
Mhm.
like soaked it up like a sponge. Like he was the one who really like sat there and was like under me all the times and wanted to know this and how
Yeah.
to take it, clean it and everything. So he really was like the first one out of my family I took, and then my wife, started coming after that. But like I tell my brother, my mom, I tell everybody in my family, get a gun, get trained, and learn, be able to protect your family because hope I ain't rambling on,
No, you
but
good. You
I
good.
don't know. Tactical Carl, he's a YouTuber, and he has an Instagram account, so definitely check him out. Tactical Carl.
Okay.
I was watching one of his videos, and he made a statement that you need to be your own first responder. And when you really think about what that means,
Mhm.
it's really deep because I'm just guessing here, but I think the average response time for police department, if somebody was to break in your house, is probably 7 to 10 minutes. That's 7 to 10 minutes that you have to survive with somebody in your
Yeah.
house not knowing what they're going to do.
Yeah.
So you're depending on someone else to protect you and your family. And being your own first responder, you take that power into your hands, and you create the narrative. Like, so if somebody breaks in, you can protect your family, even if you just hold them off, and you don't even have to use the gun, but you're able to if you
Right.
need to. And that really stuck deep with me, So that's why I tell everybody, you can't depend on anyone else to protect you. You have to be the protector of your household, yourself, or whatever. You have to do it.
You have to do it. Absolutely. And how did you convince your mom? Because I seen the video where she was shooting at the range. She started getting it. She got it.
Yeah, she did. Like, and it's a process. That was her first time shooting, but it's funny because that's the first time my mom ever been to a range and ever shot a gun. But that's not the first. Like, my mom has owned guns for years. Like, when I was a kid, she owned a gun. Like, she had like probably 3 or 4 guns.
Okay.
But her seeing me and see me take the family out, and I always in my mom's there like, Mom, you need to be able to protect yourself, and do this, and you need to carry a gun, things are getting crazy. And I'm like, if something happens, I can't get 40 minutes away, I might not be able to get to you. So you have to, be able to protect yourself. And I don't think she was ever like not on board with it. I think it's just after time she just was like, well, let's go now, like, let's go to the range now. So, and a
Okay.
lot of her workers too, they're like gun people, or they just have a gun and stuff like that. So they was telling her, you need to get a gun. So it was a dope experience, something that I'll never forget. It was something great.
Okay. And then for parents out there that's kind of hesitant about doing it, what would you tell them?
I would say that it's something you should definitely consider, because like, I'm gonna just give you a story. When I was a kid, my dad had I think a 357 Magnum, and I knew where he kept it. I'm like 3 years old, and I knew where he kept it. And one day, I was just in the house with my dad, and he was off doing what he was doing, and I found the gun. And the curiosity in me made me grab this gun. So I grabbed the gun and I shot it at 3 years old, and it threw me
Wow.
across the room, scared everybody in the house, almost shot my cousin that was on the porch. And it was crazy.
Wow.
And that's why I tell people, like, keep the mystery off of guns, because especially if you're not keeping them locked up and 100% secure, because kids are going to wonder. Kids are going to want to know what this is and how this does, and they're going to want to play with it. So once you teach a child that it's not a toy in the proper way, and you get rid of the mystery, like you show it to them and let them hold it and stuff like that, then it gets rid of that. Kids aren't looking to play with it and say, oh, let me go grab mommy or daddy's gun. So
Totally.
that's my philosophy is, if you train them and teach them the proper ways, and I'm not gonna say 100% gets rid of it, but I think it helps kids get rid of that mystery of wanting to play with a gun.
In the first place. Absolutely. What gun would you recommend to start out a child with?
That varies. Like, some people think that it should be like a 22 caliber,
Mm-hmm.
and that's why I started my son off. I started him off with a 22 caliber, but he
Okay.
could probably handle like a 9 millimeter too. So it just depends on how comfortable you feel like your child is, and you might be able to start off with the 22, and if they seem like they're more advanced, like they can handle a 9 millimeter, and then move them up. But those will probably be the calibers that I would suggest.
Okay. Excellent. And how often do you go to the range?
Probably twice a month.
Okay. So that's not bad. Well, you shoot off like what, 50, 100 rounds at a time?
Before the pandemic, and like every new gun that I had, I would take it and I would at least put at least 500 through it, 500 rounds.
Okay.
Um,
Wow.
Now with the pandemic, maybe 200, 250 a range trip.
Okay. I mean, that's reasonable. Wow. 500 before the pandemic?
Yeah.
Wow. You
Because
was shooting.
it was so cheap back then. I can get a box of just regular training ammo for $10. You know what I mean? Even at the range,
Wow.
about $10, $12. And that $10 to $12 box turned into $40 box now. So, you
Wow. I
know,
didn't know it was that cheap. Wow.
yeah,
That's
ammo was
crazy.
really about 9 millimeter back then.
Okay. And then what gun would you recommend for women? Because I know that has been like you said, I think it varies what you can handle, but a lot of them who just starting off, I think they're more intimidated. So what would you say would be a comfortable gun to start off?
I get that question a lot, and I don't really recommend one specific gun
Okay.
because I don't think there's a millions of guns out there, so I can never really narrow it down to one or two guns or even five guns. I would just say go somewhere where you can rent a gun and
Mm-hmm.
rent a few different guns and shoot those guns, because what's good for one woman at one size might not be good for that another woman at the same size. It's all what you're comfortable in shooting and comfortable in carrying. You got to think of different options of how you're going to carry this gun. If you're going to carry it in a purse, if you're going to carry it on your person, if you're going to carry it just in a bag, however you're going to carry it. And then that factors into what gun you get too, because you don't want to get something huge if you're going to carry it on your person at all times, because you might not be comfortable with that gun. And then you got to factor in holsters, and it's a lot of things. But if you go to a range and you're able to shoot different size guns, and that's what I did with my mom. I took her and I only brought 9mm, but I had like 5 different sizes. So I had like micros, compacts, full size, and stuff like that. So we just eliminated, after we did like kind of rounds, like the first round, she shot everything. We eliminated what she didn't like. Like definitely didn't like this, took that one out. And then we just narrowed it down to, what she was more comfortable with.
Okay. And any new guns you looking into, purchasing soon? I really like that. You had a video with the Springfield, I want to say armor. What was that? It was an AR-15, I believe.
Springfield, Saint.
Saint. Yeah, Saint. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a really nice gun. It looks like a rifle, and that's like a common misconception. A lot of people think that it's a rifle, but it's actually a pistol.
Okay.
So
That's because it's under 16 inches or something like that.
barrel's under 16 inches, so it's classified as a pistol.
And then what caliber does that one use?
It shoots 223 and 5.56. So it shoots more.
All right. Anything new that you're looking into?
I always got a gun list, so there's always something new that I'm looking to get. But I think probably a Glock 23 Gen 5 MOS. That's something that I'm looking into getting, and maybe a new rifle, a CZ Bren, which is like it's another AK pistol style.
Yeah, I gotta shoot me a Glock because people be going crazy over these Glocks, and I'm like, okay, what's the big deal? What's the big deal?
Glocks are great guns. A lot of people don't like the look of them, but besides the look, it's just reliability. Like Glocks are reliable. You toss them around, drop them, throw them in the dirt, whatever, and they're going to shoot. It's like the Glock and the AK are kind of that gun for me, where you can do whatever to them. You don't have to shoot a specific type of ammo through it. You can just put whatever in it, and it's going to run because it's just a reliable gun.
Okay. Well, I really, really appreciate this interview. I know you also got merch that I see you wear. Let the people. Okay, cool. Let the people know how they can reach you, what all the platforms you on. Because I definitely like that hat, and I definitely like you had a blue one with the letters like red and blue. I like that one too. So let the people know how we can get that merch, how we can reach you, how they can see your YouTube. I know you're on Instagram.
Yeah. So if you want to reach me, you can get me at my YouTube, and that's Urban Gun Reviews, just like it's sounded. And Instagram is the same way, Urban Gun Reviews. I'm on Facebook too, Urban Gun Reviews. If you want to send me like a personal message or something and just chat about a gun or something like that, you can reach me on my email at urbangunreviews@gmail.com. And as far as like the merchandise, I don't have like an online store, but I do like orders as they come in. So if you something that you like and you want to get that item or something, then just shoot me a message wherever, and then we'll chop it up, go over sizes and price and stuff like that, and then I get it out to you.
Oh man, well once again, Darrell, thank you so much for doing this, because I know you didn't have to. Like I said, I want to highlight you, especially my Black brothers, let y'all know we do love y'all. We out here fighting with y'all, and man, keep doing these videos because I think it's really gonna help especially somebody like myself, and being, like I said, a little young boy, you know, saying, hey, when I can do that too, you know. So I really, really appreciate it. Once again, YouTube, thank y'all for another video. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, hit your girl up, tell a friend. And on that note, I am out of here. Y'all have a good one. Peace.